everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good
Good evening.
evening.
Good evening. Hello.
Hi, good evening. Um, okay, nice to see 14 people here. Congratulations, everyone, on clearing the written exam. Is there anyone here on standby?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have they given you any tentative date by when they'll let you know?
It just says 9 to 10 months.
9 to 10 months. Okay,
Yeah.
fine, at least. No worries, but congratulations nevertheless. Should we get right into it? Do you guys have any questions before we start? Okay, let's do one thing. We'll start, and then as you have questions, you can either interrupt me or save it for the end. That's fine with me. Okay, so let's start. The A320 Air India Psychometric GD and PI classes. So I'm sure all of you know what stages we go through for the Air India exam, for the Air India selection. First is a written, which you all have completed. Now you will have your psychometry exam. Okay, so what exactly is a psychometry exam? Have any of you given psychometry for any other airline or for Air India? No? Okay. So let's start with what the psychometric test is. Okay. So for Air India, how it goes is it's about 60 to 100 questions. And they will test you on very basic questions. Are you arrogant? Yes, no, very least likely, things like that. Okay. So these are going to look like very basic questions, but what they do is they tend to repeat the same question in different words, and you're supposed to have the same answer every time. So what we do here with Airship is we'll guide you on what type of profile they're looking for in a person. Okay. Obviously, you have to answer the questions within a certain time limit because the more time you take, they feel that, okay, they've thought about this answer. The answer should come to you instinctively. Okay. So we're going to guide you on that. We're going to have practice sessions, and don't worry, everyone is going to clear this round. So let's just go through what the slide says. It's not just a test, but a profile. We teach you the personality patterns Air India is looking for. The handbook, instant access to our proprietary psychometric roadmap. So we have a bunch of practice questions for you guys to do, which will cover pretty much everything they ask. And finally, it's a real-time assessment for Air India with strategic insights on where to improve. Okay. Any questions about the psychometric exam? No. Okay. The psychometric dates come as soon as 48 hours to within a few days to a few months if you're on standby. Okay. So be prepared for that. After psychometric, we move on to the group discussion round. Okay, now the group discussion round with Air India is not an elimination round, but the grading for your group discussion is added to your overall grading. Okay, so you want to give your best in the group discussion. You have to treat it like an elimination round because if you and someone else has done equally well in the interview, so then this is going to be the point of removal. Okay, so we have a list again of all the topics which Air India has, which we will keep practicing. One perk of joining Airship is we don't have a fixed number of classes that we will give. It's not going to be just 3 or 5. Until you clear, we're going to keep doing your group discussions. Okay. Moreover, it's not just a practice for the topic. We're also going to tell you how to show confidence, how to have that eye contact, what to wear, how to present yourself, what type of words to use, how to stop using fillers, and everything. Okay. After the group discussion, we have the interview round. So interviews are divided. Sorry, before I move ahead, any questions so far about psychometric or group discussion? If you want, you can just raise your hand, or if it's okay, I'll move on.
Ma'am, I have one doubt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ma'am, I've heard that psychometry is not is a non-elimination round. Is it?
So it all depends on the demand. Okay. So if they have a big demand, if they really need pilots, they won't eliminate. But generally, psychometric, if you perform really poorly, you will be eliminated. So now there are some questions like, do you do drugs? So if someone says yes in that, they will be eliminated. But again, no one is going to say that they do drugs. So you will clear in that sense. But like GD, your result is calculated towards your overall grading. Okay. Okay, let's move on. So now the interview. The interview is divided into 3 parts. You have your personal round, which is everything about you. So you how to introduce yourself, what points you should put forward while introducing yourself to make your self look more attractive, to make the company want you. Then this interview round is followed by some follow-up questions. Okay, so those questions could be things like why did you pick aviation, or if you've done graduation, then why did you move over to aviation, things like that. So we have an unlimited number of classes for interview. We're going to keep doing your interview until you clear. It's not like we just give you 5 classes and then leave you to your own practice. Then we have the Air India round. So some people are asked questions about Air India and some are not. However, we will practice it in our classes. So these questions are things like what routes is Air India coming up with? What fleet do we have? Things like that. And finally is a technical round. So technical, we go into we really deep dive into the technical part of it. This includes the FCTM, navigation performance, auto flight, SOPs, EFP. Something they're also checking these days with both Indigo and Air India is your mental math. So you need to be able to calculate really quickly. Okay, and they'll also put some pressure on you for that. So we'll do a practice for that as well. Again, the systems, we go into a deep dive, so you know the why behind every system. For example, or even if they ask you about memory items, you should know why each step is conducted, not just how it is conducted. Okay. Personal interview, something I already went over. So, how to structure your life experiences to high impact answers. We'll also teach you how to improve your body language. Same as GD, we're going to give you points to increase your confidence or at least make it look like you're very high confidence. And we're going to do one on one sessions until you are ready. Okay. Now, why choose Airship Aviation? Expert led live classes. These classes are interactive and they go beyond the manuals. So, all our instructors are extremely experienced and real time experience. So, we're all still working with airlines and we can give you day to day knowledge. Then it's an online platform, so you can access it anytime, anywhere on your device. If you have missed a session or if you're busy doing something else, you can always revise the sessions. Everything is uploaded on the website. And the digital study media is very comprehensive. So you will have access to all manuals, FCOM, FCTM, handouts, special question banks which we've made, special topics which we have picked out, everything. Pricing is something I'm sure you discussed already with our spokesperson. Yes, and then these are just our testimonials. A lot of these just got in recent. A lot of these students just got in recently with Indigo. Okay, so that's about it as an introduction. Can you tell me, guys, if you guys have any questions? I'm sure you have a lot. Anybody? Anything, any question you have, any doubt you have?
Uh, Hi, ma'am. Actually, I was just wondering about my situation right now because we've been put on standby for up to 9 months. I don't know. It's really confusing because this was my first attempt at an airline vacancy. I
Hmm.
don't know how it works. Like, is it a subtle rejection or do we
No, no.
actually get called later?
You will be called. So Air India always calls whoever is on standby. Don't worry. It's not a rejection. And don't think of it as a rejection or even as a standby because then you'll prepare accordingly. Okay. Think of it as you have been selected with just a gap of few months. So you have more time to prepare. Okay. And there's an Indigo vacancy also, right? So keep your preparation ready.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. It's not a rejection, don't worry. Any other questions, guys?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes.
Ma'am, so like in Indigo, if like we used to get a chance to reappear,
Hmm.
like is there any chance of reappearing in Air India as well?
So like I said, it's all about demand and supply. If they have a big demand, you will have a chance to reappear. Every airline has their own cool off period though, which again changes according to the demand. Okay. So why are you asking this though? Haven't you cleared already?
Uh, Sorry, Air India's ma'am. This is my first time for Air India.
Okay. And you've cleared it, right?
No, ma'am. Like I had cleared my written round. Just
Right, right. You've cleared the written round, so don't worry about, the hardest part is written, and GD psychometric interview are much, much easier in my opinion. So don't worry. And even, yeah, you will get a chance to reappear for both Indigo and Air India.
Ma'am, could you please brief us more about this AON behavioral assignment something?
The psychometric assignment.
Yes, ma'am. Like in Indigo, there was Adapt, so there was
Hmm.
some ball games and everything. And this
Right.
Aeon is very new, like it is not familiar. So could you please brief us more about it?
Sure. So, with Air India, they'll not have these ball games and the flying and everything. It's just going to be psychometric. The psychometric, like I said, will be about 100 questions. Again, so now what they're doing is they're changing it up a bit and they keep a psychologist present as well, is what I've heard. Otherwise, it will just be online. It will be about 60 to 100 questions. The questions are repeated, but in different wordings. Again, it's quite basic if you know how to approach the questions, which is something we will teach.
Ma'am, some of my friends told that there is some special assessment called CUTE. So, will this be done for us as well?
CUTE, just one second, let me check. Any other questions till then? Okay, I'm just getting a confirmation about the CUT assessment. If you guys have any other questions, no? Okay, so just give me 2 minutes, I'll get back to you. Okay, so I think until I get a reply, I can go through the steps again since we have quite a few new people who've joined. Uh, I'll just go through everything again. Okay, so sorry, just a second. Okay, yeah, the CUT assessment is the psychometric assessment only, which I was talking about, the 60 to 100 questions. There's
Uh,
nothing new.
Ma'am, so I came across a group where someone was like trying to sell this Aeon software server something.
Hmm.
So as per him, he told that there is a game, sort of game like we need to play with mouse. Like it's not quite a ball game, but it's somewhat ball game type.
No, so the information we have for this vacancy is that it's just going to be a psychometric. There will be no games because Air India conducts a sim as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, which Indigo doesn't. So Indigo has to carry out all these board games and this flight and I will not have to since it's the only thing happens is a metric.
Ma'am, extremely sorry, but your voice is completely broken.
Audible?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's
Okay, thank you for letting me know. So like I said, it's just going to be a psychometric exam is what we know for this vacancy. There will not be anything external.
got it, ma'am. So like we can expect just this set of 100 question regarding
Yes.
behavioral assessment.
Yes, no worries. And if we do get to know, of course, because every vacancy something new comes, if we do get to know, we'll implement that definitely. Okay, thank you. So for everyone who wasn't there for the first round of when I introduced the company, do you guys have any questions before I start? No? Okay, so I'll just get right into it. Uh, Again, congratulations to everyone on clearing the Air India written exam. And what you can expect now is the psychometric round, the group discussion, and the interview. So the first step you will have to do is the psychometric round. Okay, so what is a psychometric exam? So the psychometric exam is about 60 to 100 questions, which will judge your mental state. Okay, so the questions would be things like, are you an arrogant person? Do you like to drink? Do you do drugs? And all these questions, and of course, these are very obvious questions. They will ask subtle questions as well, which will test your leadership, your teamwork, and more subtle qualities. So now these questions are asked in different formats. So you might say yes for one question, and the same question framed in another sentence, you might answer no. They're built like that to actually find out the real you. So what we do is we have all of these questions with us and we will give you a practice on how to answer them. Okay. Now, you're also judged on the time you take. So if you're taking too much time per question, they know that you've thought about it and your answer is calculated. They want interest. They want you to answer based on your instincts. Okay, which is going to be the real answer. So we give a thorough practice for all of this so that it's just going to be smooth sailing for you. You know what questions are going to come. You know what you have to answer. Okay. This would be the first round. After that, you have a GD, which is the group discussion. Now, the group discussion, again, Air India has a set number of topics which they use every time. We have a list of all those topics and we will give you practice for all topics. Now, the practice we will give is going to be holistic. So, it's not just practice for what to say, it's practice for how to say it, how to conduct yourself, what you are going to wear, how to maintain the eye contact, what is the appropriate amount of eye contact, how to behave with your teammates, everything. Okay. Uh, for GD, another thing which Airship offers is we don't have a limited number of classes. We're not going to say, we're just giving you 5 classes and then you have to figure it out. No, we're going to give you classes until you clear. So you don't have to worry about that. Someone mentioned about GD not being an elimination round. It's not an elimination round. However, your grading is calculated or added to your overall grading. Okay. So if you and someone else are performing equally in your interview, then the judgment will come down to how you performed in the group discussion. Okay. What else? Then we have the interview round. Now the interview round is divided into 3 parts. First is the personal interview. This includes everything about you. This includes everything about you. So, how to introduce yourself, what points you should say while introducing yourself to make yourself look more attractive, okay? Or to give high impact answers that that's going to make you stand out. Now, every introduction is followed by some follow-up questions. Again, these follow-up questions are often meant to test you about how you answer it or to put you under pressure. So we give you practice for that as well. Again, we're going to teach you how to maintain your body language, how to look confident, how to feel confident, everything. Okay. Interview sessions are one on one, and it's how you make a final impression. Okay. After your personal interview, it's going to be followed by, it could be followed by an Air India interview. So, this is something they carry out for some students, not everyone. In the Air India part, they'll ask you questions about Air India, basic questions like what fleet do we have, what routes are we coming up with, basic things like that. This will be given as practice as well. And we have a list which has all these questions as well, which you can go through and prepare your answers if you need. And finally, it's the technical part. So technical is A320 specialized. Now, what happens in a lot of times in interviews is they don't want to hear how you do something. They want to know why you do something. So we will teach you the why behind every system, the why behind every memory item, the why behind every limitation. Okay. And we're going to give you a very holistic teaching experience or learning experience, I should say, for your interview. Now, this experience is not going to help you just for your interview, but in your flying career as well, because you're going to know the A to Z of the A320. Okay. So these would be your stages. Why we would suggest to pick airship aviation is all our instructors are experts. We all work with airlines. Then it's a 24/7 online access platform. So you can access our dashboard anywhere, anytime, on any device. If you miss a class, then all classes have been recorded and uploaded on the website. You can go back to the previous vacancy and see how their interviews went as well. And you have access to the complete digital study material. So FCOM, FCTL, specialized handouts, topics, everything. Okay. So that's about it for the interview. Pricing, I'm sure you've had a word with our spokesperson and you can discuss that further with her. These are our testimonials. A majority of these have cleared in the current Indigo round. Okay. So thank you so much for joining. Anybody has any questions now? No questions? Okay, no worries. If you have any questions, you can always send out a message and I'll be happy to help you. Besides that, all the best for your coming up stages. I'm sure we're going to see you all in the sky soon. And thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.